Hello, gardening people. It's Dia. I'm Tampa Garden Lady, as you've seen on Instagram or YouTube. And it's my third episode. How's everybody doing? I'm not up that early today. It's in the afternoon. And today is August 5th. This episode will be out on Monday, August 10th. The first day of school, by the way. So for Hillsborough County, August 10th is the first day of school. Good luck to all of the parents and the kids transitioning to school. I hope everyone has a great first day and a great first week. Another good thing to know about is the Great Pollinator Census. It is hosted by the UF Extension Program. It's an online event. It's really a campaign. It's not an in-person event. It's a campaign where gardeners, you basically collect the information about the insects in your garden. So you pick a plant and you basically stare at it for 15 minutes and you monitor what bugs visit to pollinate that plant. Luckily, I have a lot of flowers in my backyard and I didn't even know about this campaign until this year. So I'm really excited to participate and let you guys know all of the insects that I find back here. I've learned that as the garden grows and develops, more insects make it their home, especially this year. Caterpillars are the bad guys right now, but my pollinators are doing amazing. Sadly, they don't have too much to pollinate, but I tried my best. I have a lot of honeybees. I saw my first ladybug this week. So far, I've seen 2. I don't know if it's the same one, but I didn't buy any. I know people buy a lot of ladybugs. I was even looking into doing that to eat the caterpillars. But yeah, anyway, I found beetles, flies. Those are all the pollinators that we're looking for. And it's listed on the data sheet that you can download on the UF Extension website. There's a blog there that tells you how to do everything and it explains everything step by step. There's also a flyer that explains everything step by step. You download the data sheet, you collect your information, and on August 21st and August 22nd, you will essentially put your information onto the Georgia University website. It's not really an in-person event, but it helps the UF Extension Program and the Georgia University Extension Program collect information. And you also can participate in something that is towards science. So let me know if you'll participate in that, or let me know if you'll be joining me. That should be something very interesting because there are a lot of bees here. Honeybees, particularly the West African honeybee or the Western honeybee, that's what it's called. The Western honeybee, the one with the stripes on the thorax. So I have a lot of those here. There's like at least I see at least 5 to 7 of them in the zinnias. And then there's also this great queen palm tree that I have in the front yard where they are pollinating, I guess, the nectar on the little palms that squirrels and little critters like to eat. So they collect a lot of pollen from there and they just switch from area to area and they're really everywhere. It's kind of making me question how much zinnias I want in the backyard because I want to go outside. But anyway, some other things that I've found are beetles, a lot of wasps. So I find that as long as you don't bother them, they don't bother you. Sometimes the honeybees like to claim the flowers for their own, but that's a little difficult because I make a lot of bouquets, as you can see. I am zinniaed out with bouquets. I might even take a break. It is such a dependable plant, especially for beginner gardeners. I think zinnias will grow in sand and dirt. Like, it is such a great plant to get started with. It'll boost your confidence and it'll give you a pleasant surprise because at first it looks like it's not doing anything as a plant, and then next thing you know, it shoots up and you have all these flowers that you don't even know what to do with. So it's very encouraging. Not only that, it cultivates the land as well because it takes time for the soil to mature. Just like plants, like the average plant's life cycle is about 3 to 4 months, but it takes your soil, I would estimate without even really doing any research based off of my own research and my own experience, it takes soil at least 2 seasons. 2 seasons to really mature and let everything ferment and marinate so that you'll get some really good soil that's going to grow something good. So for example, if I have soil that I'm amending during the spring, during the spring and then during the summer, in the fall, for sure, whatever I grow in that soil is going to be good as long as I take the precautions or give it the TLC that it actually needs and follow the directions and do research. On the opposite side of that concept, if the soil is really healthy and it's taking its time to grow and develop, you don't really have to use so much fertilizer, or it can be a low maintenance garden. The soil will do all the work for you. I truly do believe that because that's what I've experienced. Now, as a Florida gardener, I think you should expect good results, a smooth season with no pest control, no going outside and checking. Well, that is pest control, but no pesticides, no organic pest control, just low maintenance. I think you would expect that more in the fall. So if I spend more time amending the soil or taking care of my soil, like I said, during the spring and the summer, the fall would be great. Even the winter. We forget about the winter because as Floridians, it kind of doesn't happen. But when it does, it takes us by surprise. The winter is also a great season to see what your soil is really all about. Okay. So right now in August, we're seeing a lot of messages about start your seeds. And I also concur that message. I second that message. You should definitely be starting your seeds right now because everything takes off in September. That's when the climate becomes more manageable and it becomes more merciful to the plants that we're trying to nurture into fruit. So, yeah, I would definitely be starting seeds right now if you haven't started them in July already. For those of us that did start seeds in July, I would like to know what seeds made it and what seeds did not, because I started a lot of seeds, including brassicas, lettuces, and greens, tomatoes, peppers, and onions as well, and as well as some roots like beets, carrots. The tomatoes and the peppers, thriving. I got these seedlings outside. They're going to look amazing once I transfer them to the meadow garden beds that I have. The brassicas and the lettuces, on the other hand, did not survive the heat. I think my garage was too hot, and those seeds probably should have been started inside and lasted longer inside, and then transfer them after September when things cooled down for sure, because summer doesn't officially end until September 22nd. I think all of us who are rushing to start our seeds are really trying to recover, because I know I am. The bugs ate me up. My melons were basically the only thing that I could get. The melons and the sweet potatoes. But any squash that I tried to plant, gone. Like before, as soon as the root set, there was a caterpillar in there just eating away, or the fruit didn't even get to set. The plant was just so stressed out that it could only produce male flowers. Squash, just not. I don't have good luck with squash. I think I try at the wrong time. And believe it or not, I think right now is the time to try again. You would think it is a time to rest, but based off of the growing seasons in Florida, it's not. If you miss the transition, then you miss it. So I think that's why everyone is stressing to start the seeds. It's kind of a conundrum, really. August is the time to start the seeds if you're going to start them, especially if you want to put them outside. You don't necessarily have to start them indoors. The brassicas, the lettuces, just to be safe, I would still start those indoors with AC based off of my experience. And then transfer them after September 22nd. Other things like heat tolerant plants, for example, your sweet potatoes, like everyone is getting started right now, I would definitely start those outside because it can take the heat. And as you can see this week, it was a nice mix of rain and heat and not too much humidity, so the ground stays wet. It's the best time for your seeds to germinate. You don't have to deal with the trouble of transferring the plant and the possibility of it dying during the transfer. So it's better to just start it outside if it's a heat tolerant plant. My tomatoes are doing amazing outside right now, so I would start them outside if you could. I have 2 beautiful mango seedlings that I transferred outside. I don't know what I was thinking, but I transferred a mango seedling outside when it was really hot and it burned the entire seedling. And I don't know if you've ever tried to grow mangoes from seed. It takes a long time to grow a mango from seed. A lot of people like to graft mango trees because it produces the fruit faster, which is understandable. Hence why it takes so long to start it from seed. But anyway, it burned. I learned my lesson. But this week, I transferred another mango seed because I knew it wouldn't be so hot and there would be so much moisture outside, and it looks great. I hope that is the same case within the next few months because I love mangoes and I want to at least have a mango forest in my lifetime. So I'm working on that. I have 2 seeds right now. Well, 2 seedlings, one that I already transferred into the ground, and the other is actually in this really cool location. I have a piece of bark, a huge piece of bark, and there's a hole in the middle, and it's full of charcoal. So I had the idea to just fill that hole with dirt and then put the mango sprout in there, and it's doing amazing. But now I'm at the point where I have to move it because I don't think it can grow in the bark. I don't think I can grow another tree within another tree. That'll limit the mango itself. So I have to put it into my forest. So the Seminole pumpkin that I tried, I have 3 plants actually, and 2 of them look terrible right now. And I don't know if I have squash bugs necessarily, because the squash bugs that I've seen are huge and they look like big worms, like those big cartoon scary worms. I don't have that. I have small green caterpillars that are literally just chomping and eating away. So the squash borer bugs, I don't think I have that. The plant looks like a completely different plant. So I have 2 of them in the back and they both look terrible, so I'm going to give up on those. And then I have 2 of them next to my AC unit, and that's where everything really thrives, next to the AC. By the way, just for health purposes, there is a piece of cement separating the AC and my plants. So I feel like I would be an irresponsible gardener if I just planted my plants right next to the AC with no barrier. But anyway, I have my other 2 that I'm trying out because I already knew the back it's a very hostile climate. It's right next to a white fence, which reflects off the plants and makes it even hotter back there. So it's really the strongest survive. I've learned that I need to strengthen my plants closer to the house and then transfer them to the back. And the fall season is the best time to do that because the climate is so forgiving compared to the other 2 seasons. And I'm really excited to see everything grow in the best season of all for Florida gardeners, as we keep on saying. It's really not going to disappoint, and I hope you stay resilient and faithful in your pursuit of happiness in gardening, and I will too. I will talk to you later.